Alberta's pride. Hey, ho, hey, ha, ha, hey, that's hey, 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 hey. Whoa. Out in Alberta where the Rockies rise, Tommy Temper streaming with fire in his eyes from a lake house glowing in the moonlight's gleam. He's the YouTube king of the widest streams.
Hey, hey.
Tommy Temper, you're a great guy.
How's everyone doing today? We hope you're doing well. I'm doing marvelous. What's up, Mater in there first? Hey, good to see you, Mater. Whoop, whoop. Whoopity whoop whoop. Wow, that was quick. Quicker than quick. Right on. We're at the lake house, Sylvan Lake, Alberta. It's a great place to be, and it's even a little bit sunny out there today. Loving it. Can't complain. Nobody listens anyway. Ayatollah. Woo-hoo. Good to see you. Let me bring up my own stream. Carrie's Musings. Hey, Carrie. Good to see you. Whoop, whoop. How are you today? It's going to be another beautiful day. We're going to have a lot of fun. And hopefully we'll have a little longer stream than we did yesterday, because I only had like about an hour stream, or a little bit less than an hour, because I got started a little bit later. You know, when I get up in the morning, and I usually get up at about, you know, in the 7-ish area. I don't really have an alarm clock, but, you know, when you're on island time, as they say, I'm on island time here, living, well, close to the water here anyways. But if you've ever, you know, been to one of those uncharted islands in the Caribbean or something like that, you know what island time is. Or down in Mexico there, you know, how they stop all operations at noon hour and everyone has a siesta or something like that. Yeah, well, I'm kind of like on island time here. Thanks a lot to everyone that's going to be watching over on Kick, Facebook, YouTube, Press Pad. We've got a restream happening over on Local Celebrities on YouTube, Channel Reviews on YouTube. We're on what is that now? At Twitch, over on X, or wherever else we might be streaming. Hey, good to see everyone out there on all those different formats, platforms, I guess you could say. Yeah, I'm having a good day here. I woke up, basically, this is my whole thing. Had a shower, a nice long shower, and had a chance to wash up for the entire day. I feel nice and refreshed. And my weight loss program is actually coming along nicely, which my weight loss program is basically don't eat so much. You know what I mean? It's pretty easy to lose weight. Just don't eat so much. Fry TV in there. Edward Cam in there. Hey. Sorry if I miss anybody. If anyone comes in here and says hi and I miss you. You know, I'm kind of scanning a little bit there. Pooh Scissors, say thanks a lot. Nice to see you in there. Pooh Scissors, good to see you. Yeah, looking good. Thanks a lot. And Pooh Scissors, I don't know if you want me to say, you know, anything about you, about any of that additional information that I, you know about you. Nothing personal, but, you know, just exactly what happened there the other day. You know, little tidbits of info are kind of good to throw out there, I think. But Pooh Scissors, yeah, we had a chance to yeah, whatever. Yeah, have a good day there. Hopefully you're having fun and enjoying things going on the internet. Yeah, our foe Queenie, who phoned in there yesterday and gave me a bit of a thrashing there and said that the RCMP now has a file on me. Holy smokes, unbelievable! Yeah, I didn't have a chance to pop up by the RCMP office there and find out what's going on with that file on me. But I guess I might be able to do that. I was busy yesterday working on, if you remember, I've got this trailer, right? Remember last year I was out and about and we were kind of living in the summer in a trailer out at, it was actually Alberta Beach was the lake that we were at, which is west of Edmonton. And we pretty much had the trailer parked there and we were doing all of our podcasting from there. We had a nice gazebo set up and we had a golf cart and stuff like that we could drive around, but it was pretty limited out there because you were stuck in a trailer park and you could only drive your golf cart around the trailer park, and really there was nothing out there. There were no stores. Well, there was one wee little store that sold like freezies or something like that at the front entrance, but other than that, you had to drive to town to go to a store or something like that. Meanwhile, Sylvan Lake, wow, what a difference out here. It's like almost like a city. In fact, they have a proposal to be a city, but they're a town right now, the town of Sylvan Lake. And there's everything out here. Everything from a movie theater. There's multiple drugstores. There's save-on food stores, multiple fairly large food stores out here. Lots and lots of restaurants if you like going out to restaurants and stuff like that. Beautiful beach. The beach goes for miles. So I don't know. I should actually find out how long it is, but it's like, kilometers long, the beach that you can see. Right behind me is actually beach, but from where you see there, from where the trees are, you go down a little bit lower and then you're into a really long sand beach, even right out behind me. I could walk right outside my house here and be out here on the beach. In fact, I should, stream right there on the beach there just to show you that I'm not BSing you. Let's see. But, we've got the golf cart here. You can ride with the golf cart anywhere around the town here, except for the main highways. You can't drive your golf cart, obviously, on the highway when the speed limit is 110 kilometers an hour and you're like, going like 50 kilometers an hour. So, stuff like that is kind of a little bit crazy. We've got our phone-in line here. So, if you have any rants or raves, want to phone in, I'm not going to be going on forever and ever with anyone on the phone, but we'll limit it to, like maybe 3 minutes per phone call if anyone does want to phone in and chat, say hello. If anyone has any rants, any raves, if you, are afraid to show your face on a link or something like that I might drop. Actually, I should do that here. Hang on a second. Let me just copy this link here. Hang on. And post that in the comments. Oh, hang on here. Let me just say panel here. Let's see. Panel. Oh, hang on. There we go. Panel. Just needed actually, that's pretty good. Okay, let me just put that in there and let me just pin that to the stream on Tommy Temper Show. Pin message. Okay, message is pinned. So if anyone wants to come up, and I don't want people to come up and, just be on the panel and just lag the stream down. So, but if you want to come up for 3 minutes and say hello or say something, definitely do that. We got 12-man off grid. Hey, good to see you coming in from Alaska coming in there. We got Mr. Al Munson in the stream. He's getting to be a respectable streamer out there. Watch closely there, Al. You might learn something. There you go. I have openly admitted to creating. You know what? I've said that. I've said, hey, Queenie, yeah, behind the scenes, do whatever you want there to manufacture drama or something like that. I absolutely have said that. I've said, hey, we will agree to be enemies because, she was a friend of mine in my chat. I allowed her in my chat, and then I ended up banning her a few times just because of the, what I would call vileness of her comments in my chat. So we ended up being enemies. And I said to her, hey, even behind the scenes, above board, it's all above board. Let's be enemies. If we're not going to be friends, well, let's be enemies. But agree to be enemies and agree that whatever we say is like in fun, in jest. It's the internet. It's like, yeah, whether it's for clicks or views or for whatever you want to call it. It is what it is. Like, if we're not going to be friends, well, let's agree to be enemies, and, like not dox each other. Like, I'm not going to dox, even though I know where she lives, I'm not going to publicly put her information online where she lives or information about her family or her phone number or any stuff like that. Like, I'm just not that kind of a person. I'm not a doxer. I've never intentionally doxed anyone. Now, I have said people's names on here, their real names in here, thinking that they weren't their real names and like unintentionally maybe doxing them. But I don't really do stuff like that intentionally. I just try and be a good person. You know what I mean? That's what I really try and do to the most of the time here. Hang on. I just want to go in the back end here and turn in something on social media here. I want the comments, if I do post a comment, to stay up there a little bit longer. So if I post a comment, there you go. I set it time for 30 seconds. So if I post a comment up there like this, that it will stay up there for at least 30 seconds. And there we go. Looking good. 12th man's still alive. Yeah, nice work, bro. Yeah. Well, he's doing okay. I saw you were doing some tests there, 12th man, where you were going to be going live on the 4th of July. I didn't really see if you went live on the 4th of July, and I didn't see that. So I'll have to check back on your channel there and see what you actually did there on the 12th of July. So, happy 4th of July to all of our American friends. Happy Alberta Day for all of our Alberta independence people. Happy Canada Day for the rest of you in Canada, or that, forever Canadians or stuff like that. Those attacking, those people that like to attack us Albertans, those forever Canadian people. Happy Canada Day to you. And happy whatever to anybody out there that's in our chat. We got Derry Robinson in there. Hey, good to see you there, Derry. Coming in there with Independence is Alberta's Destiny. We got Troy in there. More people have been arrested for touching the reflection. Oh, yeah, the big reflection, the pool in front of the White House there, Troy. More people have been arrested. Yeah, don't touch the reflection. You don't need to touch the reflection. You know what happens? They think that you're trying to abuse it or something like that. Don't abuse the reflection. Peachy King, hey, good to see you. Thanks a lot for making that intro for me that I don't have at the lake house here. Actually, I could get it because I know that you emailed it to me there, so I could actually put it on my board here and play it once in a while. Appreciate that. I like a kind of an intro. You know what? When I watch a video that's not live, I hate to see something that makes me wait for the content. You know what I mean? Like those countdown timers, like 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes. That's all bullshit. I don't like that at all. I don't like waiting for anything. When I click on a video, I want to see what the hell it's about. I want to see what the hell they're talking about. And, get right into the meat and potatoes of what the video is about. So I don't like to have, like long intros. In fact, the song that I play, this one.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Alberta.
It's actually, even though it's like maybe 2 minutes long or a minute and a half long or something like that, it's just a little bit too long, you know, like, and it kind of lags out the intro of what's going on here, and people go, oh yeah, not that guy again, and then they, like, you know, go somewhere else or whatever. But you know, I like to you know, watch that and know exactly what's going on within the first couple of minutes of the video. So, you know, that's what I'm trying to do here, is trying to trim it down a little bit, trying to make it like a real podcast, like a real YouTube channel with real content and real stuff, you know. So, you know, that's why we're spiffing it up a little bit here. We got the comments over there on the screen. We've got the call-in number down below. We've got a little banner at the bottom that streams the latest information. I was reading it there, and you know, Hooters restaurant is shutting down some of their locations, especially the locations that are located in Democrat states. Wow, can you believe that? Hooters? Is that like a right-wing organization? I know Brett's not going to like that because me. Where's the danger alarm? Danger, Brett. I said right wing. Right wing, left wing. Alarm. We need that alarm. Danger. Sorry for saying that. Yeah. And for those of you that think I'm racist or something like that, like, come on. Like, I'm the last thing. I'm absolutely the last thing for being a racist. I'm not a racist at all. Like, you know, like, I treat everybody like shit, you know. Nobody gets special treatment from me. You're all equal out there, you know. It doesn't matter whether you're white, blue, or purple. It makes no difference. Or whether you have purple hair, you know. I'll treat you like garbage, okay? You know, am I racist then if I treat everyone like crap, you know? Like, come on. Troy, when I see Hooters, politics is the last thing on my mind. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I know. That's what I think there, too. You know, like, hey, I'm a guy, you know, and I'll be truthful here, saying that I like women. I like real women. You know what I mean? Like, if I was ever to go on a date with a woman or somebody that looked like a woman and then ended up not being a woman, I'm telling you, all hell would break loose. Like, don't try and con me. The last thing that I really, really hate being conned, right? Everybody out there hates to be conned. So don't con people. For example, if you have AIDS or something like that, well, you better tell people right up front. I've got AIDS, by the way. So, you know, if you go out with me, well, you might get AIDS. So, you know, be honest with people. Yeah. Tommy loves Queenie. She's a real woman. No, I don't love Queenie whatsoever. I try and be her friend. You know, she thinks I'm racist against Aboriginal people, and I'm not. I love Aboriginal people. I've dated Aboriginal people, right? Well, women, right? Real women. So, you know, like, I live here in Canada where there is a multitude of various different people up here, and it doesn't matter who, what, where, when you are. And, you know, like, even when I see a multicultural couple walking down the street, shall we say, I just look at them and I go, hey, good for them. You know, when I was a youngster, my mother used to say to me, I don't care what color woman that you marry or what culture that they're from or where they're from or what religion they're from. I don't care. Just be happy with the person that you're with, right? Try and be happy. You know, don't put down other people. It's like, I see some people and they're like really against other cultures or other colored people or whatever. You know, you got black people that hate white people that hate black people and stuff like that. Shame on you. Don't do that. Like, get away from that. Try and be nice to everybody out there. You know what I mean? Like, hey, it might be hard to do, but, you know, when it's all said and done, You have to be nice. Be nice to everyone. Hey, this is what's happening. There's going to be a big telethon happening here. Telethon for Independence. It's going to be happening on the 18th. And I'm still trying to get a hold of John Bolton. John Bolton, who's in charge of this whole thing. I've sent him 2 emails. One email, I put my phone number in. I said, John, please phone me. I'd love to help out with this telethon. If I don't hear from you, then I'll have nothing to do with the telethon. Like, really, you have to contact me. I've tried contacting you numerous times. You're not phoning me back. I don't know, you guys don't. It's like I do so much promotion for Alberta independence in Alberta here. And when it comes to something like this, where there's going to be a panel with influencers on there, or a telethon, a 12-hour telethon with influencers right across Alberta, I end up being, I don't know, it's like I'm being thrown under the bus. It's just like I'm being, it's like I don't exist, Yeah, Tommy, the most colored person I've seen. Yeah, he changes his color. Yeah, I know. I'm looking at myself. I look a little bit orange here, but it's such a nice day here. Such a nice day here. Yeah, but anyways, I'd really, really, really like to help out with this telethon. I could restream this telethon for 12 hours. I have the technology. I have OBS on my computer. I have flaky fiber, with whatever, a million gigabytes of upload. I've got the whole way of being part of this here. I've got the, people can come on as a guest on my channel here. I try to do my best to promote Alberta independence. Now, I don't have a huge audience. I've got, a small audience here, small channel, small potatoes thing, and I don't do pepper the internet with, Alberta independence this, Alberta independence that, little, 10 minutes videos and stuff like that are canned and whatever. I go live, and I know that if I spent the time for, really good thumbnails and stuff like that I would probably have a bigger channel and have a wider audience and more people watching and stuff like that. But I'm here for fun. Al Munson, I'm here for fun. I'm not here for clicks and views. Of course, it's nice, and Al, when people watch your channel, it makes you feel good, right? You go live and you do your thing, and people watch, and you go, hey, shit, it's great that people are watching. Great. Oh, actually, somebody asked me the other day when I was at that rally in Mirror, Alberta, at the big cafe. Somebody said, "Oh, Tommy Temper, you're a YouTuber." Yeah, I go, yeah. And they go, "Well, do you swear a lot on your stream?" And I said, "No, I don't swear." But I guess it's kind of bullshit. I think I lied about that because I do swear, not all the time, but a little bit. And I'm probably swearing more now than most other times. Just because as time goes on, it's like I don't give a shit. Really, honestly. It's like I'm getting to the point that it is what it is. And, they're still going to post ads or whatever on my stream here, regardless of what I say. If people like watching. By the way, I'm making a bit of coin on some of these ads here because I monetize my stream. What? Now, this is what it means by monetizing your stream. If your channel is monetized, i.e. you've set up monetization with YouTube, what that means is that, and I'm leaning back in my chair here now, so I look a little bit lower, but what that means is that they run ads on your stream, right? And you get some coin back on the ads on your stream. So if you see an ad on my stream when I'm live, just to remember that I might be making, 0.000001 of a cent, of a Canadian cent, because you watched that ad, okay? And, I look back and go, okay, there's a stream that I did. It was like 4 hours long, and I made $2 from those ads on a 4-hour stream. So, you don't get rich. Don't think that anybody is getting rich doing this here. So, you don't. And, I know there's some people out there that say, well, I make a living off of YouTube. Yeah, when they go live, they have 1,000 people watching, and when they put out a video, they get like 20,000 views on their video. But when you're as small as I am, it puts like $100 in your bank account a month, or maybe $200 or something like that. In fact, I probably make more putting up a couple of 20-second videos on Facebook than over here on YouTube. YouTube doesn't pay a lot. So for those of you that think that I'm here to get rich, no, I'm not here to get rich. In fact, most of the time, nobody even gives me even one super chat. I know you guys go, oh, there's Tommy Tipper complaining that nobody's super chatting him. Yeah, well, it's nice to get the odd super chat. Let me just say that. And if you give me a super chat, I will actually read your comment. Or if you phone in here, I will put you on. And sorry, there was a little bit of breakup on my system here yesterday when people phoned in. When Brett phoned in, I know there was a little bit of clipping on the top end of the audio, and I don't know why that's happening, but I think it's because I might have had the audio levels turned up a little bit high. I can only turn the audio level up so high on a call-in phone call before the audio starts clipping. But anybody wants to phone in there's the phone number. Phone in. The title of the video here is Alberta Independence, Rant or Rave. Rant or rave about it. I like to rave about it. I like to think that, Alberta independence is a thing that has a potential. When you have a bunch of people signing, like 300,000 people signing for Alberta independence in the province, you have a good chance of something actually happening. So let's watch and see what happens with that. But like I say, the biggest thing that going on here is, come on, you guys. Come on. John Bolton, give me a phone call. Let me know. Do you want me to be part of the telethon for independence or not? Like, really, honestly, like you're getting a hold of everybody else. And I know I've been kind of reluctant to give my phone number out to any of the people that are like key people that are doing stuff with Alberta independence. I've failed greatly on having people come on my show as guests, like Keith Wilson or Sylvester or Jeffrey Rath or the Premier of Alberta. Like, I've failed in not having them come on as guests on my program. Just simply, and actually part of my problem with my podcast here is that you guys are in my chat. And you're not chatting about Alberta independence. You're chatting about, I don't know, people that you're hating on in the chat. Like it's a big hate fest going on there or something, or making fun of other people or whatever. And I understand that it's kind of a community where everybody knows each other. We all know each other in the chat. And I allow anybody in there. I don't block people in my chat. Now, that being said, mods in my chat do end up blocking people, and then I end up having to pull them out of the tank. And right now, I have one person blocked on my channel, and that one person is Dean Wall. So shout out to you, Dean Wall, for being the one person that you're even worse than Queenie. You're worse than Queenie, Dean Wall. Even Queenie's not blocked in my chat. But Dean Wall, you're blocked in my chat because you dox me. Okay? That's why you're blocked. So those of you over in Kat's channel there, even Kat is not blocked. Now, I looked in my block list there before I went live, And yeah, I did see probably about 10 people that were blocked in there, but I unblocked everybody, and everyone is free. Even Mo is not blocked. I saw Queenie it gave a list of the people that were blocked over there. It was like Catamus Rex, Mo was blocked, and blah blah blah. A whole bunch of the trolls are blocked over in her channel there. Well, only Dean is the one that's not blocked here. He's like the leader of the NDP. He should run for a leader of the NDP party there or something. That might work out well for him there. Yeah. Okay. So, what else is going on? We've got action happening in the Middle East there, where there was some kind of a peace treaty or something that between the United States and Iran. And then all of a sudden, Iran went and bombed a couple of ships and pissed off Trump. And Trump said, okay, that's enough. Okay, that's enough. I've had enough now. I'm going to bomb the hell out of Iran. We're going to get all those boats out there that are those little boats that are bombing everyone and stuff like that. So, yeah, the war is back on again there in the Middle East. Of course, that is going to impact oil. I don't even have the price of oil here right now. I'm not sure what the price of oil is, whether it's actually gone up. Last I saw it was WTI was in the $70 range. I don't know where it's at today. Maybe somebody in the chat will put that in there. So we'll see what's going on there. Yeah, exactly. I'll never match the technical innovation of the Al Munson show. I know, Al. It's like you've got that whole thing under control. I like it the way you go, well, it's time for an outro now, and you're too lazy to actually put up an outro. So it's like, can we have somebody in the chat post an outro for my channel here? Like, that's funny when you do that. Yeah, I know. Yeah. You're saying that low IQ people love Trump. Okay, well, there you go. Yeah. I don't know about that, Ayatollah. I don't think that I love Queenie at all. Queenie has her own boyfriend, main man, that, it's a love-hate relationship where it'll never go anywhere whatsoever. And, if your love-hate relationship isn't going anywhere, I would say dump that person and move on. It's not going to work out for you, okay? Like, just move on, move along. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, about the Hooters thing there. I've seen pretty impressive man boobs as well. Yeah, let's keep it real. Yeah, I know. I want to go there. Real women at Hooters. Yeah, nothing artificial there. Yeah, exactly. Well, you never know. Some of those women might have had a boob job, that work at Hooters. There's always that possibility. But, there are lots of women that have real boobs, and then they need a real bra, that kind of a thing. Tommy has a great set of titties. No, I don't, as a matter of fact. Well, like, if I go like this, there's maybe a little bit of jiggle, just a little bit of jiggle. These are, I would, if I was a woman and I was going to pick a bra, I don't know what size bra that would be. Where do they go? Like -A or something like that, like it would be a pretty small bra. But, I don't want to get into that. I don't want to talk about religion or, LGBTQ community, because they already had their month. They already put it in our face, and we don't need to have that in our face on a daily basis. Like, come on. We need to move on from that now that they had their whole thing. I'll show you my tan here. Look at this. Here's my tan. This side of my arm is kind of white, and this side is kind of tanned. I don't know. I have a farmer tan here. I don't know if you can see that really well. Let me pull it up here a little bit here. Hang on. Here's my farmer tan. I've got a farmer tan. There you can see what my tan is like a little bit there. Where my arm, right in here, it's like the cutoff point, right? But you can see the difference between me and my tanned arms. So I am getting, my arms are getting kind of burnt, as a matter of fact. Well, not red burnt, but kind of tanned by the sun out here. When you go out in the beating sun there on a daily basis, you end up getting a bit of a tan there. Griftathon, yeah. Is it going to be a griftathon? Well, yeah, it is. Hey, people kind of term that when you have a telethon and you want people to donate to the cause, on the internet here. It's called grifting. I will absolutely, and people go, oh, I'm not a grifter or whatever. Yeah, if you're asking for money or you're asking for donations or whatever, yeah, you're grifting. That's what it's called. That's what it's known as. So let's get used to what it is. Griftathon or whatever the hell you want to call it. Well, there you go. Casey Willis, hey, good to see you in the chat there. Casey, nice to see you. Let me go over some of the people that are in here. You got Ayatollah of Alberta. Mater is in there. We got Y is in there. Does Sylvan Lake still have water slides? Absolutely, they do. We do. It's the water splash thing. Yep, they just got it set up there, and it just got turned on about a week ago. It was a little bit slow this season, just because it was a lot of rain and stuff like that here. It took them a week longer to get that thing set up, but yeah, absolutely, they have the water slides out here. And they actually, town council by petition, and actually I put up a poll on Facebook there for Sylvan Lake, asking people, do you want tents on the beach, and do you want any kind of barbecues on the beach? And both of them were no, overwhelmingly no barbecues and no tents on the beach. Well, they did go ahead and say, well, you can't have tents on the beach. You can have small children sunshades on the beach. That's okay. Like a really small one, like let's say 5 foot and like about 3 feet tall, 4 feet tall, whatever, but no tents on the beach. So it makes it so that there's a lot more space available on the beach now. And 2 days ago, I was out there on the beach, and there were more people out there than I've ever seen this season. So it's building up, and that was in the middle of the week, So I'm kind of waiting to see what happens here this Friday and Saturday, because those are going to be the biggest days, and it's going to be beautiful weather up here this weekend. So it's going to be nice. And yeah, I might do a video or something out there, and of course, when I go out there and I'm, on the beach or on the walkway by the beach, and I do a video and I scan around and whatever, and then do a post on Facebook, then people are going, oh, Tommy Temper, you're videoing naked women and children, and oh, you're this and you're that because, and like, get over it already. If you're out there in public, expect that somebody might do a video to show the world what's going on. I'm not out there videoing somebody in particular, unless you're doing something stupid, which, hey, if you do something stupid and you're in public and somebody else has a camera, well, expect that maybe you might be videoed, and it's really hard to tell if somebody is 17 years old or 18 years old, like if they look like an adult. Well, to me, I'm going like, yeah, well, they're probably an adult, who cares? But I'm not out there in particular trying to video children or stuff like that, And the Karens out there, they're like, oh, they're just children. No, what are you doing, Tommy Temper, out there videoing children? No, you're a Karen, so get over it. Yeah, there you go. Edward, you're a U.S. politics grifter, Tommy. You aren't Canadian enough for them. Yeah, maybe I am. Because, I talk a lot about, actually, lately, I have not been talking a lot about Trump, but Trump has been going over there and with the NATO summit and talking to all of the other countries that are over, with the NATO, talking to all the countries. And, I saw him throw Spain under the bus and call them, a bunch of names and stuff like that, and say we're gonna not trade with you anymore. And then all of a sudden, Spain said, okay, we'll write a check to NATO. So, hey, if it takes Trump calling out somebody and saying we're not going to trade with you anymore unless you pump some money into NATO, if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. Trump actually did what he did, and it worked out good for NATO because Spain ended up pumping money into NATO. I don't know if you saw that, but that just happened. So there you go. Yeah, exactly. I'm the most colored person I've seen. He changes color easily. Yeah, I know. I like the enhanced color that the internet brings you here. I'm sort of, hey, this is daylight. I've got really bright windows where I'm sitting here, so I've got great illumination here, and it kind of makes my colors look a little bit maybe different, more enhanced or whatever. So, hey, blame it on the sun, not me. R.I.P. Bonnie Tyler, says Ayatollah there. Yeah, absolutely. They probably went to the American John Bolton. Yeah. Oh, well, it's a Canadian John Bolton that lives in Calgary. But I know when I do a search for John Bolton, I come up with an American guy there too. So there's a famous American John Bolton. Why is the banner on your stream 100% American news? Well, I don't know. It appears there magically, put it that way. In fact, I didn't have any influence on the banner that is flowing at the bottom of my stream, Edward. I just put it up there. It's just something brand new in my stream. And where or how that information is appearing, I have absolutely no idea. And can I change it to maybe put up something a little bit more Canadian, seeing that, I talk about Canadian and American stuff on here. But remember, 70% of my audience, Edward, is American. Like if I go into the back end of my stream, into what's known as YouTube analytics, they tell me that 70% of my viewers are located in the United States. And, the other percentage are mostly in Canadian, with a few in the UK and Australia and some other oddball places. But, it is what it is. And there you go. But, that's one of the things, as time goes on here, I will look into that banner and find out but I think it depends on where they're pulling the info from. And where and how they're pulling the info, I have no idea. I just thought, well, okay, I'll put up a banner with the news. I'll put up a little breaking news thing that you see down below here. Advertise my phone number. If you're a regular watcher of my stream, write down my phone number. You might want to phone me even when the stream is not done, but don't phone me and expect to talk to me for an hour or something like that. If you want to phone me, talk to me for 5 minutes, hang up. You know what I mean? Because I don't want people phoning me and just talking to me for hours and hours and hours, when I'm not online, because I have a life. Unbeknownst to all of you out there, Tommy Temper has an actual real life. Like I have to do things like today I have to maybe hop in the golf cart, head over to the drugstore, pick up some drugs, have to go to the food store, pick up some food. Maybe I'm going to go over to Canadian Tire, pick up some Canadian tires. I have to go to the beach. I have to hang out there, see how many people are on the beach and see what kind of weirdos are walking around there. Count, look around and see how many immigrants there are on the beach, stuff like that. There's all kind of stuff like that I have to do. So, it's a tough job. It's a tough life. I lead a pretty tough life, and really the only way that I make money is here on YouTube. This is how I make money. So, I appreciate the super chats that you give me, or that you're a member of my channel. And thank you very much for any of you that have green names out there and are members of my channel. I was just looking that over there just today. And by the way, I have lowered the prices for you to become a member of my channel. I've lowered those. I went in there, a little pop-up. Actually, a little pop-up thing came up and says, Tommy, do you want to change the pricing on your channel membership? And I looked at it and I thought, yeah, I think $200 a month is too much. So maybe I'll lower that a little bit to like $2.99. So, $2.99 is now the lowest tier. So, and I really appreciate anybody that gifts a membership. Like, that is the nicest thing you can do to somebody with a channel. But I know, on the other hand, you have all the trolls out there that are a bunch of cheapgates out there. So there you go. Yeah, you're not blocked, protest in America. You're not blocked in my stream, by the way. You were. I saw that you were blocked, but you're not blocked anymore. So, yeah. Anyways, you're more than welcome to, who has the record for the longest nipples there? I don't know. Never thought about that, whether or not there was a world record for that. Carney is in Saudi Arabia. I saw that, Al. I saw that just before I went live. I was looking over on X there, and I saw a post that Carney is in the Middle East. And what the hell he's doing there, I have no idea, in the Middle East. By the way, we have some people in the Middle East that are actually... have moved to, and this is maybe this guy's from India or something. A lot of people from India moving into Canada here now. This is a Canadian, somebody from the Middle East that has moved to Canada, and he's now a bus driver. And this is a Middle East guy in Canada driving a bus. And if you look very closely at what he's doing there, he's on his phone. And, it's kind of hard to drive when you're tapping on your phone there, I don't know if he's playing a game or what he's doing, but he's definitely going for the phone there quite a bit while he's driving. And, this is pretty common in Canada here. When you have people from other countries that come in here, they kind of bring their own driving habits and their own ways of life into your country. And no, I'm not complaining about it. I'm just showing you what actually goes on here. No complaints from me. I'm not complaining. Don't be starting to call me a whatever you want to call me for showing you this kind of stuff. But this actually goes on, and this is actually the new normal in Canada. And here's another reason why I don't take public transit, because holy geez, I value my life, above anything else in this world. I value my life. So I try and do things that, make life safe for me. And honestly, it's getting a lot less safe out there than you might believe. Yeah. So, I thought I'd just show you that, not to be throwing anybody or any particular person or anything like that under the bus. No, I would never do anything like that. Never, ever, ever, ever. Welcome to Canada. Oh, geez. Yeah, what's happening? The Ukrainians are really hitting back at those Russians there these days. Holy smokes. They're going to town with all of this stuff here. Check this out here. Here's a Russian tanker trying to get some oil or do some oil stuff there with Russia. But those Ukrainians have those drones going in there. There's a military drone attacking one of those Russian ships. And really, they are taking those ships out left and right so that they're cutting off supply of oil going from Russia, going to Russia. It's like they're going to town. And Putin, oh man, if I was Putin, I would be crying right now. Like, Like they're getting attacked. Putin should never ever have started any kind of a war with the Ukraine, because Ukraine is being helped by Canada, by the United States. It was Trump that said that he's going to give the what was it? What did he say? The Patriot missile system, invented by an American country, that Trump is going to allow licensing of Patriot missiles to the Ukraine so that they can build Patriot missiles in the Ukraine. So that was incredible that Trump actually allowed that. And we're actually looking forward to that happening. It's going to take quite a while before that actually happens. But, big ups to Trump there for saying that. And so it's obvious which side of the war that Trump is on. And by the way, as far as the Russia is concerned, it's not a war. It's just a special operation. It's not a real war, okay? Meanwhile, they're lining up at the gas pumps like crazy, in the Ukraine. In Russia. What the hell is this all about here? Oh, boy. Yeah, I don't, hey, you guys, like, come on. It's like you had your month. Quit showing me this stuff here. Come on. You guys had your month already. So don't show me any of that here. I missed this version of Danielle Smith too. Danielle used to be really nice and pro Alberta and, anti Ottawa. And she's changed. This is our Premier Danielle Smith. Let's hear what she used to be like.
To the new Prime Minister and the Liberal Party, I have one message. Alberta has had enough. Enough with Ottawa trampling over our provincial jurisdiction like Canada's Constitution doesn't exist. Enough with the meaningless virtue signaling climate policies that only make Canadians poorer and threaten our energy security.
Yeah.
Enough of their screw the West, we'll take the rest mentality.
Yeah.
Enough with their soft on crime policies that let repeat offenders roam the streets on bail.
Absolutely.
Enough with their unsafe supply, their open border policies, their censorship laws. The list goes on and on. To the new Prime Minister and the Liberal Party, I have one message.
Yeah. She used to be really, really tough. And now it's like, oh, yeah, tax the hell out of us, carbon tax us. We want all of these sequestering of carbon capture and this kind of bullshit. We'll spend billions of dollars to pump air into the ground, and we'll do whatever you want. Just build a pipeline. And, so she's absolutely changed to where she was like anti all of that carbon bullshit to now she's like laying down and going, okay, we'll do some of that shit, but I don't think it's going to be great. Back over to Russia again there. Here's a little clip here showing you what the food stores are like because of the lack of fuel. So people go, well, we don't need gas. We don't need oil. We don't need diesel. But guess what? That's what the vehicles run on that bring the foods to your food store. And if you cut off fuel to a country like is being done by the Ukraine to Russia, then you start to see empty shelves. And here we see a preview of Russia's coming food crisis. This is today in the city of Donetsk, under Russian control since 2014, now out of basic foodstuffs with unavailability of fuel, making delivery impossible. So for those of you that go, no, we have to tax fuel, we have to make it more expensive, guess what? You tax it so much, it's going to cost you so much for that food that you buy in your stores, or they won't even be able to deliver the food in your stores. That's what they're seeing in Russia here now. I want to show some videos of people lining up in Russia. Like those, I've been watching tons of videos of people lining up and getting in fights and stuff like that. Hang on. There's also this here. Alberta and Canadians are not the same. This one here is a newcomer that throws a rock at old stock Canadian's truck and finds out what happens. He finds out what happens when you throw a rock at a Canadian's truck here. So it's a newcomer, does something there, and he gets kind of taken out a little bit there. Hang on, let me play it from the beginning here. Here we go. He threw a rock, and he finds out what happens. There he throws the rock at the guy's truck, and the Canadian comes back at him and basically takes a bit out of him there. I won't show you the whole thing because this is YouTube after all, and if you show somebody being taken advantage of on YouTube, then something might happen to your channel, your stream, or something like that. Get demonetized or something like that. Let's see, state propaganda. Let's listen to our good friend here from Alberta Radio. Tell us a little bit about state propaganda. This is Alberta Radio. Alberta Radio. What do you have to say here today?
So in today's news, we've had another conservative floor crosser get appointed into the Senate, and the Conservatives are not really doing anything about it, which I don't know. And then we have Meta announcing that they're going to have a data center here in Alberta.
Yeah.
And then the collapse of Kuzma. I mean, there's so many things. Another $1 billion to
Heard about
Ukraine.
that.
It's just a blitz of shit, right?
Yeah, so that's actually a new one. Didn't talk about that, but Meta, Facebook, is going to open a data center in Alberta, in our province here. And for those of you out there that are going, oh, you guys are saying that you're going to be independent from Canada and you're pushing all investment away from Alberta. No, it is exactly the opposite. Basically, people are coming to Alberta. People with businesses are flocking to Alberta because they understand that taxes are going to be lower in Alberta if Alberta becomes an independent country. Do you understand that? When Quebec threatened independence, right around the same time, they also said, "Well, we don't want English in our province. We want to be French." And so companies moved out of Quebec because they go, well, we're an English-speaking company, so they moved their head offices out of Quebec around that time. That's why they left Quebec. Well, plus they probably left because who wants to be in just a French-only country if they do separate? But over here in Alberta, there is absolutely no reason to leave. Absolutely no reason to leave. Brett, I see you in there. Bring you up in a minute. It's ending up where we're going to have a data center and businesses are coming to Alberta. They're not afraid that Alberta could potentially separate from Canada. Let's bring Brett up here, who's going to give us a very short, keep it short, Brett. Like I said, about 3 minutes, so we don't lag out the entire thing here, but we'll add you to the scene here. Hang on a second. Brett, how you doing there today?
Macklemore concert tonight, so we're good.
Right on. Sounds good. Oh, hang on. Let me add you to this scene here. There you go. Macklemore.
Yeah. Going to Macklemore tonight. Should be really good. He was actually just... they just reported about him on Al Jazeera News about a comment he made about FIFA and everything. So interesting. This whole data center thing. Oh, it says Tommy's offline. This whole data center thing it's not a good thing. It's mass surveillance, mass data collection. They're using AI to warp and distort reality, push propaganda, confuse the citizens while they spy on us. It's not a good thing. I know you there's a lot of people that are become convinced that this multi-billion-dollar project or whatever is some sort of good thing and it's some kind of
you're talking about
but
the AI project, right?
But it's not a good thing. They're investing here because they know that us Albertans, for some reason, are easily manipulated and taken advantage of. And it's being sold as a good thing, but it's not. It's just like they're trying to sell a digital ID as a good thing. It's going to be more convenient for you. And meanwhile, you're going to a digital ID, digital currency, and all that. It's actually not a good thing. It's more control, more control, more control. So, and I'm not sure if you're aware, Tommy, but it's not just the Sturgeon County that's getting a data center. They're putting one here in High River too. And the one here in High River that they're putting in is over 260 acres. What is it? It's like 200 football fields of 2-story buildings. It's absolutely massive. It's a square kilometer, but like a kilometer by a kilometer. And it's going up over by Frank Lake, which is a bird habitat. It's a marshland. It's a major habitat center, and us citizens weren't consulted on it. The town halls, apparently we found out way later, happened like a year ago, and there was only like 2 people or something that went because the citizens, it wasn't announced to us, we weren't consulted, nothing.
Wow.
And it's all garbage. I don't know. I don't know how much you've been paying attention, but there have been massive fights in the U.S. of citizens going against these data centers for what they're doing to the water, the environment, all of this stuff. And us Canadians, we're not even being consulted. This Danielle Smith is a corporate sellout puppet. And I heard what you said about corporate tax. And dude, we already have the lowest corporate tax in the country. So,
well,
like,
Alberta
tax,
provincial tax, but the federal tax is the same. It's the same across the board, across Canada.
It is like we're racing to the bottom to give these billionaires freaking tax breaks to fill us full of propaganda, manipulate us, and collect all of our information. They're selling it to you as a good thing, but it's absolutely not a good thing. It is a very bad thing, and I very much promise that I'm going to be trying to get a bit more active in this, because they're literally putting a data center in across the highway, across the street from us over here. And we weren't consulted.
Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, my own take on the data centers is that I think that they're just sort of like a flash in the pan, because they're here today. Hang on. They're here today, and because the data centers are needed for AI and stuff like that. But meanwhile, Elon Musk is putting data centers up into the atmosphere, into satellites. He's wanting to put that stuff up where you can get solar power more effectively than you can right down here on the planet. So what they're doing down here could eventually become obsolete, and AI centers are absolutely a flash in the pan, because you're going to be able to have AI right on your computer. The chips are going to be to the point where, and already people have AI right on their desktops and stuff like that. So to me, it's like what they're doing is they're putting in power generating stations, probably natural gas, right? So when those data centers are gone, you're going to end up having at least the power generation that is going to be left there to power your community. So yeah, it might be something bad here right at the moment, or you're thinking that it's bad. And I know I've seen the reports down in the States where you hear the hums of the plant and the noise, the cooling systems that they need, that they require. So it's not great to live right near one of the things, but it is what it is. You can't. How can you stop progress? You might not like it, but hey, that's probably what runs the internet. Would we be on the internet? Would we have Google? Would we have any of that stuff if it wasn't for data centers?
Just for transparency, it was AI that told the Americans to bomb a freaking little girls in a school in Iran because of the name of the building that they happened to be in. That was an old, military base that wasn't being used for military anymore.
Yeah,
it was being used for a school. So AI is literally telling governments to go bomb little girls in school. They are literally collecting our data. They are manipulating and warping and distorting reality, trying to, I guess, I don't want to say the word brainwash, but definitely manipulate the public and convince public of things that are true that aren't, It's a complete warp and distortion of reality. And I have a video posted on my channel of Donald Trump, Zion Don, the Israel puppet, of Donald Trump in Davos in 2025 saying that these AI data centers are going to have their own power plants so that they can be insulated from any kind of outside attack, because apparently protecting those data centers to control us, gather information on us, that's more important than actually our benefit and well-being. Already right now in southern Alberta, we have at times rolling brownouts from lack of electricity and energy. And if these data centers come in, even with their supposed power generation, that's not going to improve. And
Yeah.
you know, you talk about the future. Well, I think I can't remember if it's China or Japan. They're starting to put them in the ocean for their own cooling or whatever. And like all this, I don't know. Like, you know, I'm sure you know or suspect or have heard about it. That, you know, when you're living under these mega uh, electrical freaking, you know, power lines and stuff, it causes a lot of health issues and problems for the environment and stuff. And these data centers aren't going to help any of that. It's just going to compound it and make it much worse. So I get that there's all this hubbub about the one in Sturgeon County right now outside of Edmonton. But this hits really close to home, where they have one planned for across the street from me here. And like I said, it's 200
who's
football
putting that
fields.
one? Who's putting in the one across the street? I know there's O'Leary is working on one somewhere in Alberta as well.
I think it's I think their name is like Beacon AI or something.
Okay, but it's not the O'Leary one. Or do you know anything about the O'Leary one? He's putting
That
in
one was for
in
Grand
Alberta.
Prairie.
Grand
That one
Prairie.
was for,
So that's
yeah,
the
that
third
was for
one.
Grand
So
Prairie.
there's 3 supposed data AI centers going in.
Well, as far as I know, the Grand Prairie one has been put on hold. I don't know much about the Grand Prairie one and the Kevin O'Leary one. I haven't looked too much into that, but I know that there has been a huge push in the community of High River here, where I'm in. A lot of citizens, because we have a rant and rave page here as well, and there's been a lot of talk in the rant and rave page, and citizens are pissed off. They are very not happy because there was no consultation. This is all being put through and done without our approval, without our consultation. Like, the citizens should be being asked if we want a 200 football field size freaking monstrosity across the street from us that's going to directly impact our health and our environment. And we are not being consulted. And I have said this for years ago. Danielle Smith is a corporate sellout puppet. Whatever the corporations want, whatever the oligarch want, Danielle Smith gives it to him, because Danielle Smith cares about Danielle Smith. She doesn't care about us. She doesn't care about freaking what's right and what's wrong. All Danielle Smith cares about is furthering her own freaking legacy or whatever. And it's a complete scam. Like, the citizens are being screwed. She's decimating healthcare. She's giving the corporations everything they want. They're selling it to us like it's some sort of good thing. And the people of Alberta, I'm sorry to say, we're very easily manipulated. You see, like, I wanted to talk to you about your Independence Telethon thing too. What is the purpose of that? To raise funds for what? Raise funds for what?
Hey, I'm not part of it so far.
I know.
I'm asking to be part of it.
I know.
I think that the whole idea is to garner some donations to further the cause, to be able to get advertisements out there, maybe put advertisements on television, put signs up on highways, you know. But the whole thing is to get people to donate. That's what it's about.
Yeah, it's a grip. They want the citizens of Alberta to donate money so that they can they want us to pay for our own propagandizing, is what it boils down to.
Yeah, but the problem is that there's a lot of pushback against independence from, for example, you've got the mayors of Edmonton, the mayor of Calgary, you've got other organizations like the NDP that are in cohorts with the labor unions and stuff like that have a lot of money, like almost unlimited funds. The pushback has unlimited funds, whereas the people that are pro-independence we're pretty limited. There's third-party things that have to be set up that are limited as to the amount of money that they can collect and stuff like that. So we're really hard done by with the amount of cash that is even available for doing anything. All there is like guys like me and guys like Unacceptable Fringe or whoever else that has a little YouTube channel that can get the voice and get the information out there. I know that you're not pro-independence. I know that. You're on the other side of the fence.
Unacceptable Fringe is clickbait. Unacceptable Fringe is clickbait, freaking garbage propaganda.
Yeah, but
That's what he is.
He puts up titles on his video in order
Tommy,
to get the people to watch his videos.
I have literally heard him say that he wants people to donate to his channel so that he can go buy a new pinball machine for all of his little trinkets and gadgets behind him. He's a clickbait freaking grifter. Now, I just want to, I'm going to leave.
But he doesn't have a job. He doesn't have a job. He lives off of his revenue from his YouTube channel. He has chosen to make that his source of income. And you could do the same thing yourself if you wanted to,
So we're going to keep it short like you asked, but I want to talk about something else just to end on this, is that it really needs to be spoken about and pointed out, the foreign influence, because you have Corey Morgan went to Israel a few months ago, and upon his return, all of a sudden had all this money to be renting out community halls and being able to produce all these signs. It just seems really weird that it wasn't even on the radar. And as soon as he comes back from Israel, now he has all this money to do these things. Jeff Rath, who I heard you say the name of, went to the United States, secured money and secured help from the U.S. to come back here to try and break up the country. That, by definition, is treason, okay? That is very, very, very much treason. He should be tried for treason. When you enlist the help of a foreign nation to help break up your own country, that is treason. Bottom line. Don't try and make excuses.
Nothing wrong with going down to the United States and for finding out whether or not there is the availability illegal for people to be able to give you a line of credit in order to do something. That's all that was done. And remember when Quebec did the same thing, Quebec went over to France to find out if France would give Quebec some money in order to separate. So the same thing happened there, and there was no treason there.
Is Quebec separated? No, they're not. You don't want to know a big difference?
The same thing. They tried to separate.
I hear I hear the comparison made all the time. It's like, well, Quebec is doing this, why can't we? And there's a massive difference, which none of the separatists seem to want to acknowledge. Quebec set up a whole political party specifically designed and designated towards separation. That's not what happened in Alberta. If the separatists had set up an actual political party to try and democratically use the process to accomplish this goal, then that would be very much probably a different conversation. That is not what's happened.
Watch what happens, because you have a lot of people that are separatists that are actually members of the UCP party. Watch what happens to Danielle. Danielle might very well get booted out, and you might have somebody like Keith Wilson end up running the UCP party. Watch what happens
is they have tried to usurp the Conservative Party here, take it over from within, and etc. Very much different than setting up a whole new party specifically designated and designed specifically for that. It is two very different things.
Well,
and I tell you what, Tommy,
hold on, let me finish. Let me let my last point here. This whole separatist thing is in its infancy. So the first thing was find out. Does Alberta want to become independent? That's the first thing that happened. Hey, who knows? Maybe at some point, if it doesn't work out, then some kind of a separatist or independent party might come out, or the UCP might take it over. Go ahead.
That's what they should have done to begin with, is set up a political party themselves to try and do that instead of infiltrating and usurping another one. Now, there's something that's also not spoken about that I know you haven't, you seem to think very differently. I know ex-military conservatives that are very patriotic and very opposed to this whole separatist thing. So it's very dishonest to say that it's all the right wingers are for separatism. It is completely not true. And I know for a fact, because
Well,
I've spoken
true.
to them, there are conservatives that won't want anything to do with the separation crap, and they're very upset that these separatists are trying to usurp the Conservative Party, are trying to use the Alberta flag for their movement, and etc. They don't like it. They're not happy with it. So don't try and insinuate or try and say that it's all the right wingers or that it's everybody that flies this Alberta flag. They were
Well, no,
flying the
it's
Alberta
not
and
everybody.
Canada flag
Hey, I know
long
right
before the
wingers. I know
separatist
right
crap.
wingers that are right here that are like, well, I'm for pipelines, but I'm not for independence. Like I've heard it. I've heard it myself. I agree with you.
It's just absurd that there's so much of this that they're trying to they were flying their Alberta flag and their Canada flag long before this separatist thing, and now they're being like they get caught up where the people are like, oh, you're a separatist now or whatever, and they're like, no, I'm totally not, and they can't use their Alberta flag because they're being falsely labeled as something they're not, and there's a lot of people that are very upset that the separatists are hijacking this flag. They're hijacking the flag. They're hijacking the Conservative Party,
yeah, but
and it's pissing people off.
You were down at the blockade in Coutts, Alberta yourself, which was kind of tied in with the convoy movement, and you could have said the same thing back then, where the Canadian flag was hijacked by the convoy. What do you there's the comparison. It's the same thing.
I understand that comparison, and it's a valid, fair point. However, we were also trying to build unity under that flag and standing up for charter rights. We weren't trying to build a divided people under that flag and hijacking it for divisive means, right? It wasn't a divisive thing that we were hijacking the flag for. We were trying to build unity under the flag. The separatists are trying to build division under the flag. So I'd venture to say it's a bit of an apples bananas comparison.
The division is valid. The division is valid because the people are pissed off about how Alberta is being taken advantage of by Eastern Canada, by the Liberal government, by the policies of the Liberal government, by the whole business of climate change and trying to siphon money off of the oil industry with the carbon taxes and all the rest of that shit. We're pissed off. Like everybody is pissed off. That's part of this Alberta independence movement. That's what it's all about. We love Canadians. We love Canadians. We love to be part of Canada, but we don't like the way we're being treated by Ottawa.
Okay, I'm going to call bullshit. All right, I'm going to call bullshit. And I know you don't want to talk about it because you think it's some long distant past, and it's really not that long ago. It's in historical terms, it's only like a minute ago when Harper was prime minister. Okay. Did you hear all this talk about how the CBC is a liberal propaganda machine? When Harper was prime minister, you want to know the last thing he did before he left? He greenlit a ton of federal grant projects for Calgary and Alberta. All of South Calgary is all the roads and bridges all along Shaughnessy and all that have all been totally redone. And it was by and large, the most part, a lot of that funding came from the feds in Ottawa. So at that point in time, when you have Harper greenlighting all these freaking mega infrastructure projects, Canada Olympic Park got completely redone, all new roads, bridges, on-ramps, new roads in and out of town, like all redone. And again, a lot of this was greenlit from the feds in Ottawa, and we got a lot of funding from that. Were you guys all crying about how, we're getting screwed over when Harper and the Conservatives are greenlighting all this money? It's just you guys have a short memory, right?
It didn't matter whether it was the Conservatives or the Liberals. If we're getting screwed over, we're getting screwed over. Nobody likes that. Hang on, we got somebody else up here that probably wants to say something.
I'm going to go, but I had to make some of those points. So
okay, thanks a lot, Brett.
Now I got to remember how to do this.
And let's bring another contestant up here right away with something to say. Oh no, what's up next here? Okay, we got Red up here. Hey, Red, how you doing? Yeah, I know you don't have a face up there, but bring your audio up. Your audio is online. Red, what do you have to say to the whole thing here? Turn your mic on there and we can hear you. You're online. You're on screen. Even though you're not on screen. Red. Turn your mic on. Oh, I don't know why you're not able to come on here. But yeah, now you're out of there. Okay. Yeah. Well, as far as I'm concerned, valid points by Brett. Hang on here. Let me get this off of here. How the hell can I remove from scene? There we go. Okay. Oh, here's Red in here. Okay, Red. Are you in there? Red, can you hear me?
I'm here. Hello.
Okay, yeah, you're maybe in a
Tom,
bad cell. You're in a bad cell location there, but I can hear you.
Fuck.
Go ahead. It's like your cell location is a little bit flaky. No, you're breaking up. I can hear you say fuck. That's about it. Oh, I heard you say Brett. Yeah. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, I don't know. Move to a better location or something there, and then maybe we can hear you. But as it is, your signal is a little bit flaky. But we'll keep you up here. Now you're offline. Okay, remove you from scene there. Okay, yeah. Let's see. Let's go through some of the comments there in the chat and see what they have to say here. Yeah, probably a porn bomber. I know. Well, actually, Red has porn bombed my channel before, so that's why I have to be a little bit careful. HonkTube in there. HonkTube saying it will be 2010, or 2030 rather, by the time Alberta finalizes independence, just in time for a conservative government. Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't think, as far as Alberta independence, I don't think it really matters whether it's the conservatives or the liberals in power. We're still getting shafted by by the federal government. Like, really, we've already put it to vote whether Alberta wants, to be sending tons of our money via equalization payments to Ontario and Quebec. We've already voted on that in Alberta, and it has overwhelmingly come back that no, we do not want to be sending any money to eastern provinces. And but yet the whether it's the liberals or the conservatives haven't changed those equalization payments at all, to make it more reflective of where we're at here today. And it's just a money grab as far as I'm concerned. And now you've got the federal government with all of this carbon capture, carbon tax, green oil, and all the rest of this shit. All it is just a money grab by Ottawa. It's another taxation. It's a way to tax our product that we're pulling out of the ground here. And on top of that, we have to pay federal tax for the gas that we pay at the pump. We pay an Alberta tax here. Well, I understand an Alberta tax because we have to tax gas to pay for the roads. So, that, I guess, is acceptable. But on top of all of those taxes that we pay, then we have to pay gouge and screw, the GST tax, on damn near everything that we buy, including gas. So it's a tax on a tax on a tax, and we're sick and tired of all the taxes. That's what's making it to the point that it's so costly to live in Canada that people are actually leaving Canada. People are leaving Canada. They're moving to the United States. They're moving to some Honduras, to Mexico, or to some places where, it's better to live. Yeah, I should ask Skid Row which flavor of meth they prefer. Yeah, exactly. And, that's the other thing, is that, we have the federal government bring in lax laws. They bring in lax laws. They bring in laws where you can't keep people in jail, where you have to release them in really, really minor things happen to people if they do become, somebody that's a criminal in Canada. I've always said, being a criminal in Canada is probably one of the best places in the world that you could be a criminal, because hardly anything happens to you. You can walk around with a couple of grams of cocaine or fentanyl or any kind of an illegal drug in your pocket, and if the cop stops you, he won't even take that drug away from you. Because you know what the cops said to me when I once complained about some guy smoking crack or meth or something right in front of my doorstep? He said, well, that he's an addict. He's an addict, and I'm not going to take the drugs away from an addict. The city hall tells us not to take drugs away and not to arrest anyone for openly doing drugs in public. So it's like it comes from the top down. It's the federal government right across the country says open drug use and small quantities of drugs, don't bother them. And then it filters down to your civic level, where at the civic level you have all of these liberal governments that run the cities in Canada, and they say, police department, because we're the ones that tell the police department what to do. So from your civic level, they tell the police department not to do anything with all these drug addicts that are out on the streets there. So then you end up with drug addicts doing the fent bent everywhere, all over the place. Doesn't matter where you go. When I'm in Edmonton, a half a block from where I live, I can see people doing the fent bent. It is absolutely ridiculous as to what's going on in society. And that's, overall, the federal government is, they're the ones that are absolutely the people that are responsible for that kind of stuff. Telescope. I want people to have universal health care, free higher universities, affordable living, etc. So yes, I'm America first on that regard. People should lose their health care in the USA for Israel. Yeah. I'm actually pro, because I'm in Canada and we have what we call free health care, and it is free. Except it's not free, because you pay for it with your taxes. Okay, that's the problem. You pay for healthcare with your taxes. The money goes from your paycheck to the federal government. Then it goes, and I see you, Darren, in the back there. Then it goes from the federal government. They keep most of it there, and they send a little bit of it back to the province for the province to be able to use to pay for hospitals and doctors, nurses, and stuff like that. And to be able to say to the people, if you need health care, it's free. But it's not free, because we all pay for it. And when you have the government looking after it, the government wastes money. They don't know how to look after money at all. For every dollar that you send to your government in taxes, you probably only get 50% back of it in any kind of services. Here's Darren. Hey, Darren, how you doing? Come on up.
Got to pull the mute off there. Am I being heard today?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly. Yeah, I'm going to put you up in the corner there.
I don't need to be any louder or anything like that?
No, you actually sound about as loud as me. So
perfect.
Good.
Well,
Excellent.
we don't want the show's quality to be at the red quality level. So we got to bump that up. That's why I came up more than anything else, just to prove to everybody else, hey, Tommy's equipment's working right. If something's not working, it isn't Tommy. It's when y'all, oh, there goes my reminding me to be out of bed by now. Yeah.
What time is it? 12 o'clock. Yeah. 12 noon.
I'm actually working a shift that takes me to 9 o'clock at night. So I don't have to start for a little bit yet. I see you've been doing a morning show, but I got another hour before I got to log in. So I figured I could come up for a moment.
I
I
hear
don't
you.
know. I figure I get behind the Alberta flag because it's Alberta. I might be for Alberta separation. In fact, I definitely will be voting that way. I don't get out on people's doorsteps. I try to talk to friends and family. And if you're the unfortunate TELUS guy that comes to my house, you're going to get a talking to. If you come to fix my plumbing, we're going to have words because I've got you. But we'll see. I could probably do more, get out there and enjoy one of these rallies one of these days. It's going to happen, but not as mobile as I used to be. Way better behind a microphone than I am, basically out there in the wild.
Well,
But
in Edmonton, you've got lots of rallies, like almost every weekend. Probably on a Sunday, I think, is when they have those Atchison Park where they meet up there and do flag waving rallies. Only needs a flag, a couple little flags on your vehicle or something there, and mosey with the people out there, talk to them, and do the. I think they go around Atchison, or not Atchison, but the ring road around Edmonton, that kind of stuff. Henday, yeah.
Yeah, the old Hyundai. I got a friend. He's a truck driver. He's replaced that name with a different name that rhymes with it. Sorta very funny. I won't say it on your.
So what do you have to say about Alberta independence today with all of the latest info and rhetoric and stuff like that out there?
They're always going to slope the slope so that our drive is all uphill and theirs is all downhill. The only thing I'm thinking about these days is my buddy Tomas and, just skirting the rules, just finding a way around. The funding, where's it coming from? We don't know. How much is reported? No, nothing. Or maybe he's starting to, maybe the pressure is starting to come. I don't know. But we heard no money was reported. How much money spent so far? I don't know. But I've seen lots of signs and lots of merch. I seen a nice bus moving around, and he seems to have gas for it. Got to be some money spent somehow. But no accounting for any of that, of course.
What do you think of all of these with this meme here? You got Premier Danielle Smith, and you see where you've got the TMX pipeline, the West Coast 2 pipeline, the Sarnia pipeline to Eastern Canada. What do you think of all that rhetoric? And I think a lot of it is because of Alberta independence. It's like we're wanting to separate, and all of a sudden you have all these big offers coming up for pipelines going all over the place.
Well, didn't we kind of expect that? Nobody I know didn't think that there would be some sort of sweetening to the pot. And I think there's still lots of people in the movement that think, well, if I vote for independence, it's still a thing that's never going to happen, but it may put us in the same shoes as Quebec where we can demand more. But we've never been in the club. Quebec's always been in the club. We've never been in the club. We're never going to be in the club. Don't think that suddenly because we get some sort of side advantage that we're going to be able to parlay that with the federal government into something worthwhile. It won't. Only Quebec can do that. Every new thing that gets opened, every big industry that gets opened, every subsidy that goes out will go out to Ontario and Quebec. You won't see a thing. And there's only
I think
one
you're right
way
about
forward that has a
Alberta not
possibility
being in the club. Quebec is absolutely in the club, being in Eastern Canada. They're getting a lot of perks, a lot of favoritism. In fact,
they're
it was
the Laurentian elite.
It was Trudeau,
Laurentian is French.
Trudeau that brought in French being, right across Canada. What originally English was across Canada. He brought that in. He brought in where we have to have French and English on every soup can and every box of cereal and whatever, right across Canada.
You know what, though? I don't care about that. No offense, but whatever. Down in the States, you better learn Spanish too if you're in, down in LA, or you'll look like a pariah. The bottom line is French is lovely. I love the French language. I think it's cool to have learned it. And if in school they didn't teach me French, I would have loved to have them taught me something else, because I don't want to go through all school without at least trying on another language. And if we're going to try something on, why not French? It's great.
Yeah, well, too late for that, because now, hang on, now in Canada, it's like, there's a new language that you better start learning. Come on. Yeah, we're moving on.
I know how to dance. You if you're at a social event and you don't want to look too dumb, You walk the dog, you block the sun. You walk the dog, you block the sun. That's what you got to do.
Oh, that's how you do it.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, that's funny.
And then just learn a new move from somebody nearby you. So whatever they do, so start with walk the dog, block the sun, and when you see stomp the fire, do stomp the fire, right? So try to blend in.
I like to learn a few words of every language out there, but so far I've yet to learn anything East Indian. So I'm going to have to meet up with somebody and start to learn how to say hello or how are you or things like that. That's going to be the new one.
Well, I don't know what other, viable means we have to move forward that has, I think we're already like, Canada itself is in the route that we're going. I don't know if that's very viable anymore. It seems to me the like all the politicians seem to be fully corrupt. I mean, you can't put your faith in any Danielle Smiths, and she was nearly the top of the food chain. Polyev, of course, Polyev's not going to be for separation. He's a federalist. So what do you want? He's true to form. That's what I want. If I have to vote federally, I'm still voting for Polyev.
Well, the same thing with Danielle Smith, because she's, being...
Oh, darn it. They've got him. They've censored him. Did you see that? They took him offline. Well, welcome to the Dimebag Darren Show here from Edmonton, Alberta. Nice to have you all. Botrix, he's my loyal bot. Protests in America. Got your link there. We got stuff going up there. What do we got? Let's be real. Any independent or politician gets funded by other sources. Well, that's why they're supposed to report, and then what we see them, the resources they've got on the street should somehow match that. Like, if they got 1 million signs and no funding, where'd they come from?
Yeah.
If they got 10 million signs and they report funding of $10, well, that doesn't match. We can figure that out too. But if they manage to raise, 50 grand and there's, 10,000 signs out there, well, that lines up. We're good. Hey, welcome back, Tommy.
Yeah, no, I'm out here in Sylvan Lake where I'm on TELUS fiber, and the fiber is flaky. It absolutely is flaky because it comes and goes. I'm connected directly up to my router here via hardwire and also Wi-Fi in case hardwire flakes out on me here, but it's somehow flaky. They're doing work around the neighborhood, whatever. They're installing fiber all over the place, so who knows?
They're installing the monitoring system.
We're in small town Alberta here where it's not like the big city where it's reliable. Hey, but anyways, Darren, thanks a lot for coming on.
It has been a pleasure. It was great running your show for a bit.
Yeah, I know. Definitely. Well, you know what the URL is there. Keep it. I never change the URL until I do change the URL. Also, I've got the phone number there. So, people are welcome to phone in there when I'm live. But I'm going to drop the stream here now. I've been on for, 1 hour and 36 minutes. It's already 12 noon. I got to make some lunch and take care of the kiddos. Thanks a lot, Darren, for popping in here. That's Dimebag Darren. Drop your link in the chat there, Darren, and so people can sub up to you. Anybody else that was on the program, or if you have a channel out there and you want to advertise it, drop your link in the chat right now. Type in !link, and my bot will drop your link in there. Thanks a lot for watching the Tommy Temper Show. I'm Tommy Temper. I'm located today in Sylvan Lake. I also have a studio in Edmonton, Alberta, so we stream from there when we're in Edmonton. But for the summer here, and even for the winter, because we like, maybe I'll even go ice fishing this year. I still don't have my boat yet, so I can't go out on the boat on the lake. But I'm looking forward to the boat being available. And I am pro-Alberta independence. Like I was saying earlier, I would really love to be part of the John Bolton organized event that is going to be happening on the 18th, what is known as the telethon. So, if anybody knows John Bolton, or if you go and watch him, the Canadian but I do consider myself to have a flaky internet connection, which really, TELUS, get your act together already. Jeez, when you pay as much money as you have to pay for fiber, at least give me reliable internet so that when I go live, that you're not being so flaky and, put me off and on here. Look at how many times I've gone off and on here just in an hour and a half here. You guys think, oh, well, it's no big deal when you're surfing the internet. Yeah, but when you're doing a live broadcast, people leave when your stream goes flaky on you. But anyways, tell John that Tommy Temper wants to be part of the telethon for independence on the 18th. I think it's on the 18th there of July, to be able to help out, hey, I'm trying to get the word out there. I'm trying to do podcasts here that are, or whatever. I don't really think the podcast I consider to be audio only, actually, but it's more of a broadcast. We're trying to, look more professional than the average dude that's just sitting in front of a camera or whatever, and be able to bring some guests on here, people that are, it doesn't matter whether you're pro-independence or anti-independence. As you've seen, it really doesn't matter. We allow you to come on here. We allow you to give your side of the story and tell us, what you think. We love our American friends out there, other people across Canada. Thanks a lot for coming in here. Again, if you want to dox me either here or on another channel, you're not welcome. But other than that, everybody else is welcome, regardless of what your view is. Thanks a lot for watching us. You watching the Tommy Temper. Oh, wow. Flaky. Flaky, flake, flake. Oh, yeah.
He's calling out the haters with truth in his lines, talking about the world from the left to the right. Tommy's got the mic, keeping it tight. Oh, Tommy Temper, you're a great guy. Battling trolls with a spark in your eye.
Nope. I don't like the money going to other countries at all. I really dislike that. Because when it's for, like, gender equity in Zimbabwe, like, come on. Get with it. We don't like that.
With a wink and a grin, he's taking on the fight, spilling all the tea in the YouTube live. From the hot tub to the Rockies, he's living it free. Tommy Temper's the streamer we all want to see. Oh, Tommy Temper, you're a great guy. Battling trolls.
Write down that number so that you can call in the next time we go live.
Politics and fun. Streaming from the Rockies, you're second to none. So raise a glass to Tommy, the legend of the land. From Alberta, Lake House, he's taking a stand. With the Rockies watching and the hot tub steaming. Tommy Temper, the hero of YouTube dreaming.
And Pooh Scissors, if you're in there. Nice talking to you. Take care. And with a deep sigh, we have to end the broadcast. Bye, everyone. By the way, without you, we wouldn't have a channel. So thumbs up to you, the chatter, the viewer out there. I appreciate it. And did I get one super chat today? I don't even think I got one super chat. Oh my. I'm going to have to think twice about going live next time.